Good morning, guys. So I was up early. Happy Thursday. And so we're out of bagels. And I was like, Thursday's videos cannot turn into cooking videos, but here we are. Normally, I'll just let you all in on a little secret. Thursday is baking day around here, or c- uh, putting things together that will last for a while, like baking bread, or like last week you saw me doing making like basically a marinara sauce. So today is bagels. So I thought I'd just take you all along for the ride and also show you all a good reason for having a stock pot. So I'm doing boiled bagels. So so you'll see what I mean, but this is a boiled bagel recipe. Um, I got the idea years ago. I homeschooled our kids for a while, and we loved going to the library, and we got a whole bunch of books, and one of them was called Jalapeno Bagel. Um, and it was one of our favorite books. It was a large book, and at the back of the book, it had a recipe. So the girls wanted to try it one day, and that was probably like 15 years ago, and I've been making bagels ever since. So if you're ever looking that up, it's a wonderful book. It's called Jalapeno Bagel, and it's just a lovely little story. And at the back of the book, it has a recipe for the jalapeno bagels, and it's a boiled bagel recipe. So for this, I'm making two types. That's why you see both bowls here. I'm making two types of bagels today. I'm doing blueberry, and then I'm doing a cinnamon crunch, but I'm gonna do it kind of allspice because you'll see. It's like a cinnamon crunch bagel. So you're gonna need, well, you can just do plain bagels too. You don't have to do blueberry or anything. So if you just want to do a plain bagel, you wouldn't need the brown sugar or the blueberries or the cinnamon. You would just need some sugar, three tablespoons of that. You're gonna need two cups of hot water for your yeast. You're gonna need some active dry yeast, salt, lots of flour. I have flour here and here. You're gonna need a stock pot for this because you're gonna have to. And as soon as I'm done talking with this first part of the video, I'm gonna start this water boiling. Even while I'm kneading and everything, I need it at a rolling boil. And you're gonna need two large pans. And I think that's it. Yeah. So I'll show you guys the process. So first things first, you want to make sure that your stock pot is on the stove and start the process of the water boiling because you're going to need that at a rolling boil for all of your bagels. It'll save you a lot of time. Next up, I have my hot water here. I'm going to pour it in. That's 3 tablespoons of sugar. And now I'm going to put in the yeast, and I'm proofing the yeast to make sure that the yeast is really good and that everything is going to rise. You see the steam coming from it. So I'm just going to add the yeast to this. So I'm proofing the yeast here. As you can see, the bubbles are starting to form, and that lets me know that if I put flour and everything in there, that the bread is actually going to rise. And so at this point, you're going to add, if you're making a specialty type bagel, you would add your blueberries to this now and add your flour and keep going that way. For the second batch, that's going to be a cinnamon crunch. I added my allspice to this, and now I'm going to add the yeast. So this is the second type. Over the other one is blueberry. So just want to let you all know I'm making 2 of them so you all can see them. And guys, don't forget to add 1 tablespoon of salt to your mixture before adding in your flour and blueberries. So now it's time for the blueberries to go in. And now I'll start adding in the flour. So I thought I would show you all my kneading process, kind of, sort of. I like to try and knead inside the bowl first before moving stuff around. This is, sorry guys, but Yeah, this bowl is big enough to need inside the bowl, but now I need to move it onto the surface. Okay, so I have my two bagel dough resting. They've been resting now for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna give them 5 extra minutes. My water is boiling, but I'm gonna go over here and make the topping for the cinnamon bagel, the cinnamon crunch bagel. So all you need is like a half a cup of, no, like 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. That's all you need. If you want to do a little bit more, you can. It's just the topping. It's kind of like making, if you were making a topping for an apple crumble. Yeah, the only difference is you're not adding any butter or margarine to this at all. It's just purely the sugars and the cinnamon. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is what the topping looks like for the cinnamon crunch bagel, excuse me. You can see I'm like have 15 things going on in my brain. And now I'm just gonna get started slicing these bagels up and then making them look like bagels. I have my handy dandy pastry cutter here, and all you have to do is just, you should get at least 12 out of this, and you're just going to go through and cut them into sections. So I'll go over here. This one's stiffer because it doesn't have any ingredients inside of it. So I'll go ahead and cut these up and then show you all what that looks like. So this is what it looks like when they're all cut. Now I'm just going to knead them and put the hole into the center. And I'll show you guys what that looks like. And don't worry about your water boiling. As long as you filled the stock pot to the top, you'll be good to go. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like, and just so you know, I clean up as I go because I don't function well when there's a lot of stuff out. So yeah, I just clean as I go. Yeah. Anyway, so this is what they look like. Make sure you have your grease cookie sheets ready to go because now you're going to place them in the boiling water, just a few at a time for 45 seconds. I'm going to put 3 of the blueberry in and let you guys see what that looks like, and then I'll just complete the process from there. Yeah, so let's continue. So as you can see, there's 3 in there, and you just keep your spoon nearby because you want to keep them moving, and they need to be in there for at least 45 minutes, and then you quickly take them out and move them to your grease cookie sheet. And I need to do that. This is what the bagels look like as soon as they come out of the boiling water. They haven't been baked yet, but this is what they look like initially when they come out of the boiling water. Yeah. And this is the blueberry bagel, as you can see. So I'm just gonna finish the blueberry off and show you what that looks like. Okay, so I had one break here too, actually. That's okay, because it can still be eaten. And you put these in the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. So I'm just gonna put these in first because now people in the house have noticed that there's something being baked. So let me get to it. So I'm gonna do it one more time so y'all can see with the cinnamon ones. So I drop 2 in, and eventually what happens is they start to rise to the surface. There's the first one. Let's see. There's the second one. And then they're ready for you to take out and put onto the tray. So now the cinnamon ones are all done in terms of they've all been boiled, and before you put them in the oven, you're going to add your mixture on top. So I'm going to do all of them and show you what it looks like when I'm done, before I put it in the oven. So this is what it looks like. Kind of look like donuts. And then you just put these in the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. And then I'll show you guys what the final product looks like. Okay guys, this is the final product. It smells so good in here. I have already been robbed of the blueberry bagels, so apparently they're really good. Yeah, I just haven't tasted one of these. I haven't tasted those either, but it's a really, I don't want to say simple recipe, but really it is actually kind of simple. I know there's quite a few steps, but if you bake bread or bake anything, it's just your basic yeast, sugar, salt, warm water, and then if you wanted to add blueberries or something like that, you would just add them then, like if you wanted to add cranberries or something like that. And then you would just add your flour and knead as you would normally. And yeah, so I'm gonna go try one of these. They smell delicious, and I hope you guys get a chance to try it out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!